Okay, yesterday was a holiday, so financial analyst Steve Budin joins us today for Financial Focus on a Tuesday. Welcome.
Everybody thinks it's Monday in the newsroom.
I know. I'm aware it's Tuesday and tomorrow's Wednesday because it makes me happy.
Yes.
Let's talk. We got a lot to talk about, first of all, so never really a dull moment in the financial world. The shutdown, obviously, is a huge thing going on right now, affecting so many people. I can't believe that it's still going on.
Yeah. Oh, everybody.
Well, I mean, I can believe it, but I'm saying it's longer, than we expected.
I can believe it because it's so crazy, but at $1 billion or so a week of lost productivity, it doesn't surprise me that the consumer confidence numbers are now beginning to get affected. Right. And I've said this before, that a lion's share of our economy is psychologically based. If people feel better, they spend more money. Now they're beginning to, the opposite is happening, where the surveys are beginning to show people are a little bit concerned. The more the shutdown goes on, the less they'll be willing to spend money.
Right.
And the poor government workers who have been furloughed or working without pay, you take that multiplier effect where somebody works at the airport, for example, they may not go out for lunch, they may not go out for dinner. So the restaurant owner suffers. The employees in the restaurant don't get paid. And then they can't do certain things. So you have this domino effect that just keeps perpetuating. And eventually, I say eventually, who knows, this will end.
Yeah.
But a lot of these things are lost opportunities. Like, you can't have 5 lunches to make up for the one you missed last week at a restaurant. So it's concerning, and the consumer numbers are beginning to show that. Hopefully, it'll force them to sit down and negotiate.
Yeah, we were saying today, TSA workers, some of them calling in sick because they don't have the gas money to, it's just starting to all add up, like you mentioned. So, all right, let's talk about this meeting in Switzerland. What is happening there? It's canceled?
No, it's still there.
It's still there.
World leaders are in Davos, Switzerland, right? So a lot of the world's political, economic leaders are meeting for an annual, get-together about what's going on. The U.S. delegation decided not to go because of the government shutdown. So the president, who went last year, is not going this year. I think it's a missed opportunity. You have the world's leaders here getting together to talk about issues, and you still have the issue of Britain trying to leave the European Union. The U.S. and China just this morning canceled their latest trade meetings. So the more they don't talk, the more this cannot be settled. Eventually the government will reopen. Eventually we'll have a trade deal with China. It would be nice to have it done sooner than later.
Right.
But if they're not even meeting, you can't have an agreement.
Right.
So it will continue to impact the markets because the uncertainty just keeps building, and the markets don't like that.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this one from Netflix. Changing kind of how movies are being made. Oscar nominations out today. Roma was like a Netflix movie, and believe it's the first time a Netflix original film has been nominated for Best Picture.
Right, and this shows how the economy is changing. I love doing these types of stories. Amazon is going to be coming out with their streaming service. Apple's coming out with a streaming service. Disney's coming out with a streaming service. They'll all compete to do original content. Now, this is not cheap. Netflix has borrowed a lot of money the last few years to come out with these types of movies, and we know last week they just announced a price increase, right? More than 10%. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you continue to see that happen. Now, granted, it's only a couple of dollars a month, but these companies do have to raise money to produce these types of movies. But it will impact the movie studios as well as the streaming companies, and it's great for the consumer because you do ultimately get better content.
More
choice. But it may cost you more money.
All right. I don't know.
It's a couple of dollars a month.
All right. Well, we say that every 6 months.
That's right.
All right. Thanks so much, Steve. Stay with us. We're back after this.